Hola amigos and welcome to episode 37 of La Resurreccion. Today is the start of the new season, our fourth season in La Liga, so fifth season overall. We are in 2022 and I've had a bit of a mare in pre-season. I'll show you why in a second, but first let's do the transfers. It's been quite a busy summer, one that I didn't expect to have. So firstly, if we have a look at free transfers, of course, we know about these ones. Piatek was coming in. He has been, certainly star rating, he's a good addition, although he hasn't had a particularly good pre-season. Of course, we knew about Amador Rodriguez going to Alaves as well, and Wilfried Bony off to Russia. In terms of released players, we've let go of Bada Boularud. He's had a few loan spells, was never really going to quite cut it for La Liga. A bit of a shame, because I really did enjoy Boularud, especially in that first season. He scored only good goals, but then a number of loan spells in the second division just never really quite set the world alight. A bit of a shame, but nevertheless, it just made sense. As well, we've let go of Antonio Luna. Of course, had a really bad injury last season. He's actually already got a club, which is really good. But yeah, he just really deteriorated. Some of the stats are still decent, but again, coach reports weren't great, as you can see there. Only a 44. He's 31 as well, so we've got a couple of good youngsters in that position, so I just felt like they'd probably be a better choice. And then just youngsters, really. Manuel Hita, you may recognise, he was in the squad sort of around last season, just sort of like third choice striker. But that's about it. So let's have a look at the players that have gone out for cash. There's only two that have left for cash, and the first one, unfortunately, is Yvonne. She's finally left us. Probably our best player, I would have said. He's gone to Cardiff, and 13.5 million is what they paid. It could go up as high as 19.5 million, and a decent-ish start to life in the Premier League. But yeah, Cardiff came in for him, and it was money really that was too good to turn down for this club, especially. We didn't have a brilliant transfer budget, but I just thought, we're not going to be in Europe this season, and I felt like Mvogo was too good a player not to be playing in Europe. He's been so good for us. Look at the money he's earning. We couldn't get anywhere near that. So I felt like it probably wouldn't have been fair to keep him. Really sad to see him go though. Really enjoyed his work. But hopefully he will prosper in the Premier League. And the other player is Marcelo Hermes. Now probably a surprise to most as well. But Newcastle came in with a bid for him. Quite cheap this one. 5.5 million. Could rise to 7 million. But he's not... he's been good for us, but he's not been George levels of good. And as I said, with good youngsters coming in, I knew I would have to get a decent left back to come in, to sign for us if I was going to let Hermes go. But again, he's being paid 48.5 grand a week. We probably got close to that in terms of what we could offer. He's not had the best start to life in the Premier League, has to be said. But yeah, I just felt with this one I've enjoyed Hermes, but he's not set the world alight for even us, so I was happy to let him go and just look down another avenue. So yeah, probably two surprising departures, especially for you guys and indeed for me, but I was excited to see what we could bring in. Of course, we've already mentioned Piatek. He's come in as a 4-star player. Great finishing, great heading. He's fairly tall, so he can play a number of different roles up top. And I just really think this season he's going to be really good for us. So we let go of Mvogo. Of course, we have Florian Muller on loan last season. He went back on his loan. We tried to sign him, but he ended up going to Mainz, I think. He was transfer listed, so we could have picked him up dirt cheap. So that meant we had to get in goalkeepers. The first goalkeeper I brought in is 32-year-old Alex McCarthy, who was at the time playing for Basel. And he got a really good coach report, and we picked him up for just under 7 million. I saw him and he got a really good coach report. He's had a couple of decent seasons at Basel, so I thought, yeah, okay, he can be our backup, and then we'll do sort of Muller sort of thing. We'll buy a keeper who's a bit younger, who's not quite there yet, but is able to push on. But then there were some very imperative things that happened this summer in terms of being able to make the next signing that I did. So yeah, in Spain, you can only have 3 non-EU players. Now I bought this player in before I sold Hermes. Our 3 non-EU players were Fagner, um, Sampao, and Hermes. But then his country joined the EU. Again, this is just before I sold Hermes, so he never would have appeared on a scout report because I always filter it by only players that are in the EU once we've got all 3. His country then joined the EU. I was looking for another goalkeeper and he popped up on a scout report. And, I brought in Rajkovic. 4-star goalkeeper, 4.5 potential, 26 years old. Yeah, Serbia only just joined the EU. So once that happened, he then came through on the scouting. And, we picked him up from Maccabi Tel Aviv for 1.5 million. So, we've got Rajkovic. I don't really know what to say. Obviously we've signed him when most people don't, because you normally pick him up straight away and he's quite young. But yeah, I know he's just signed for, is it Reims or something in France in real life? But yeah, I've never owned him before in game, and I'm quite excited to see what he can bring to the team. So Alex McCarthy was going to be my number 1. But then Rajkovic, I think we both know who's going to be the starting keeper. This is a signing that I'm quite impressed, but that's the wrong one. I'm very happy with. Andre Simoes, 32, again, so he's not a spring chicken. He's got a cracking set of facial hair, if you can see it there. But we've bought him in, 8.5 million from Sporting Lisbon. Had a good season last season, only spent 1 season at Sporting Lisbon. That is interesting. They've certainly done a number on us. But yeah, he's a defensively minded centre midfielder, which is good because we lost a lot of players in our central midfield. Seri, Horta, Diego Dem went back. Seri, I couldn't afford to bring back. Horta, I tried to sign him permanently. They wanted too much money. Diego Dem wasn't brilliant, so I wasn't interested in bringing him back. But after selling Vogo and Hermes, I had a little bit of money. So we went after this guy, and he really fit the bill of what I wanted. Of course, we know the likes of Sanchez, who we have, loves to go forward. Roland can do a bit of both. So yeah, defensive-minded, I think, is probably ideal. And you can't get much better than that. Much better than what we have. First touch is okay, but its marking and passing are good. Tackling is decent. Really good mentals. Physicals are still not bad for a 32-year-old. So I'm quite happy with that. And I think he's going to be a really good addition. I said we needed a left-back, and when we played Real Madrid last year and I took the piss out of him? Yeah, we signed Baba Rahman. I was getting desperate for a left-back because the season actually starts today. It's only the end of July. This was a bit of a panic because I only had 2 17-year-olds at left-back. And he was transfer listed, Baba Rahman. So, I just thought, I'm desperate, and I brought him in. I mean, to be fair, he didn't have the worst season for Real Madrid last year, 7.24. So, the fact he was on a transfer list, I've just noticed there, he went to Watford on a free, and then Real Madrid bought him for 21 mil the next season. Watford have done an absolute deal there. But yeah, we've got him on loan for this season. And, hopefully he'll prove me wrong, and he'll actually do well for us. But I'm a bit sceptical about this one. One other person we are looking to bring in is this guy, Matias Vargas. He's a winger. Again, he's on the transfer list. We can't afford to bring him in permanently. But some of these stats, I think he would be a cracking addition. Only 25 as well. We now have a non-EU spot, Argentinian, so he'll fit in perfectly. This does mean the likes of Müller and certainly Danny Pacheco might struggle for game time. I think if Vargas comes in, I'll certainly probably try and let Pacheco go, to be honest, because he's the wrong side of 30 now as well. But yeah, Vargas could be a really exciting addition to our team. Interested to see what he could bring. Hopefully this one will go through. So that is about it in terms of transfers. As you can see, we haven't got a lot left to play with if this deal goes through, certainly. In terms of pre-season, I kind of panicked a bit. We've only played 3 games. We lost them all, which is brilliant. But I forgot it's the World Cup this season. So we've got a 2-month gap. Well, 3 month really. But yeah, no games for 2 months. So the season starts a lot early. And I kind of failed to realise that pre-season was starting this soon. So I was trying to arrange friendlies and no one wanted them just because they were that short notice. So we got invited to a pre-season friendly tournament at Leeds quite a while ago. So I was like, yeah, that's fine. We get a couple of friendlies out of that and then I'll wait. We lost the first game 1-0 to Leeds. Dominated that game, but, you know, that just stupid. Brescia, same story. Dominated that game, but we lost. And then we lost to Barcelona B. Roland did get sent off, which really didn't help. But yeah, it's just poor. So bad. And I'm fearful for how this season could turn out. Of course, no distractions of European football. So hopefully, once this team has sort of merged together, then we'll put together a good season and really sort of challenge those European spots again. But given how pre-seasons have gone, that may be a bit sceptical. I'm actually going to fire through this season quite quickly as well, just because obviously there's no European football. We've been in La Liga before, so I'll probably leave longer gaps between games. And of course I said about doing the World Cup as well, so maybe we'll get something out of that. But anywho, I've talked for long enough, so let's have a look at the team that is going to take on Celta Vigo in our first game today. So, a fairly new looking team. A few new faces in there, so I will introduce you to them. Rajkovic, of course, is going to be in goal. Robles at right back, Sampaio and Michael Keane in the middle, Babaraman at left back. Samoas and Roland are going to be our central midfield partnership for today's game. Renato Santos back in the side. I couldn't pick between my 3 wingers this year, so I've just got them all in the squad. Today I'm going to go with Renato Santos just because he hasn't been here for a while. He had an okay-ish season, I think, last year out PKK. Didn't play a lot of games, but a couple of goals, few assists, so not too bad. So he's going to get a game. Juan P at number 10. Pacheco is going to play today's game out left because Alex Muller is injured. And Piatek is going to be up top. McCarthy on the bench. Ramos, Alvaro, Barre, Sanchez, Cabo, and Michael Santos. We've had quite a lot of interest in Alvaro, as you can see there. A lot of teams wanted him. We had a few bids, but nothing really that substantial. So, yeah, he's not going anywhere for the time being. But, yes, this is the team that is going to take on Celta Vigo. Hopefully, we can do better than pre-season would suggest. And we're playing on a square pitch. Excellent. What a way to start our season. But, yeah, it's been really poor. Just having a look at the Celta Vigo team. They've got Shaqiri, Bruno Henrique. Yeah. Oh, Johnny plays for them as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, they don't look to have the best squad. The first highlight could go our way. Juan P. Piatek. That was a very highlight that happened very quickly. Piatek with a great chance, but he heads wide. Will he get a better chance than that in this game? Remains to be seen. It looks like we've started the brighter, but pre-season again, like I said, we dominated all those games and lost. So we really need to back ourselves up and grab some goals to affirm our position in games. But Celta Vigo have the ball now. We are harrying them, but they go back fairly composed and they can work it forward now. Raphael, Jensen. Don't know where the H come from. Bruno Henrique, great ball to Raphael, and what a save. Albeit the shot was straight at Rajkovic. He still had to get there. Shaqiri now with the corner, whips one in. Henrique moves towards it, and I think it's hit the post and gone wide. Celta Vigo really ramping it up towards the end of this half, and we're going to head into the half-time break at 0-0. We've had the better of the game, but Celta Vigo certainly had the better of the chances. It's time to dig in, boys. Let's go and win this game. I know I've been fairly rigid with my formations over the past few seasons, just been sticking with what works. But again, this season, I think, just because of how badly it's gone, I'm not adverse, as in like pre-season and the role we had last year. Pacheco, with the not so brilliant free kick, has put us 1-0 up. And replays aren't on. Excellent. We'll go back and watch it anyway, because it wasn't a fantastic free kick. We saw the keeper get a hand to it. Oh, okay, we'll watch it after this highlight. Celta Vigo come forward. Shaqiri, Jensen. We crowd him out well and win the ball back. Now Juan P. Piatek's made himself a bit of space, but we go out wide to Renato Santos. Piatek at the far stick. Diakabi does well to get there. Suarez could have potentially found Pacheco. It's roll on now. Juan P. with a long effort. Can he shoot? He bends one just wide. If you have a look at this free kick again. There we go. So Pacheco. The keeper gets a hand on it. It's certainly not in the corner. And unfortunately not a strong enough hand to it for our sake. And it goes in. God, my voice is all over the shop. Pacheco, another free kick into the wall. Oh, but the rebound. He drills it. Keepers? My word. Keeper's already committed. So he's never getting there. If we have a look at this again. Real close in. But the ball comes to him. He just drills it first time into the corner. Always going to go in if it's on target. And we're 2-0 up. Two sort of fairly fortuitous pieces of play from the free kicks. Michael Keane picks up the long ball forward. And we have... I'm certainly surprised how this has gone. Pacheco up to Piatek. Can he go on his own? Piatek made himself some space and forces the save from the keeper. Superb play from the new striker. Santos to whip the corner in. Number 22 was going to get there, but it looks like a foul. And I think that'll be the end of the highlight. Indeed it is. Free kick, Celta Vigo. Shaqiri, my word, from that range, he has hit the post. Keeper Rajkovic looked absolutely sort of perplexed by that. I think we are going to make a couple of changes. Got some tired looking players out there because we haven't had a brilliant pre-season. I think Juan P can come off. Hardy Barry and Pacheco, despite being on a hat-trick, is looking pretty tired, so we won't mess around with that. Put Piatek out on the left wing as an inside forward. Bring on Michael Santos. Lovely jubbly. We'll just waste a little bit more time. Simuez as well is looking pretty tired, so Sanchez can come on and we'll swap those two round. Lovely, lovely. We'll probably see a little bit more of Sanchez this season. We didn't see a lot of him last year, and we know how good he can be. But just with the players that we were able to bring in, he just really struggled for game time. But there's a highlight here, nevertheless, and we send the ball away back to Rajkovic, and we build from the back. Don't dick around with it, thank God. Ball reaches Piatek, and now we could come forward, but his ball forward is pretty aimless. Barre, tackle, falls into the path of Sanchez, but his finish is pretty poor. Straight at the goalkeeper. The highlight starts with Rajkovic collecting a cross. Are we going to get one more chance? Probably not with that clearance. Diakabi up to Pereira. Cuts inside nicely. Shaqiri, good ball to corner. He's real X there. And, yeah. We've conceded a late goal. And you know what that means. We'll watch the replay again. Pereira does really well to lose Piatek. A nice ball round the corner. I'm really disappointed in San Paulo there. He's come across. Completely left his man when Keane was there. But, I think I'm just going to... Okay, there's only 15 seconds to go. I was going to make changes. No, don't you dare score now. No, Sanchez, the clearance was poor. My voice is going. I haven't been particularly well as of late. Well, I say I haven't been particularly well. It's just my voice hasn't been brilliant the last couple of days. Sanchez comes forward, tries to find Piatek. The ball runs out of play. But I think that's going to be it. We are over the allotted time. And there it is, the final whistle. We start our season off with a win. Yeah, very surprised. And before anyone says, this is literally the first time I've played this game, so don't be coming out accusing me of anything. But yeah, quite fortuitous, really, to get the win. Obviously, the free kick the keeper should have done better with, and then the rebound from the free kick. Yes. Oh well, a win's a win's a win. So, when are we going to play the next episode? I think we'll probably... Let's come back for... Let's do Barcelona and Vallecano. I think we'll do those two games. And then we'll just move on to the World Cup. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to get through this season pretty quickly, I think. Yeah, so that is going to be it for today's episode. A bit of a catch-up on what's been going on. Of course, the new season as well. So, yeah, a good start to our season, despite not having the best pre-season. and it'll be a little while until I'm with you. So guys, if you have enjoyed the episode, please do drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel for more. If you haven't already, a link is in the description to the FM Creators Discord. Come and join that if you haven't already. A load of good people in there. Really, really busy Discord. Always stuff going on. Always chatting about plenty of things, not just FM. You don't have to be a creator to be in the Discord, so if you just fancy chatting with some like-minded folk about games, then that's the place to be. Like I said, a link for that is in the description, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.